Undertale is probably one of my favorite games of 2015. It had memorable characters, fun gameplay, and an unforgettable storyline. Be warned that this video does in fact contain spoilers, so if you're planning to play the game, I advise you to finish it before watching. With all that out of the way, here are my picks for the top 5 hardest bosses in Undertale. Number 5. Metatron EX. Towards the end of your pacifist or neutral playthrough, you encounter a robot who happens to be a game show host, chef, actor, and a news broadcaster by the name of Metatron. Metatron was created by Dr. Alphys as an entertainment robot who also was later revealed to be a human extermination robot. What are the odds? Metatron constantly torments you in Hotlands before your final confrontation at the end of the core. After flipping the switch, Metatron reveals his glamorous new body to make your last moments absolutely fabulous. In order to beat Metatron, you must get the ratings to at least 10,000. You can get there by typing in essays, eating brand name foods, getting hurt, and posing. Lots and lots of posing. In the meantime, you'll be dodging legs, shooting at Metatron's soul, dodging bombs and robots, and even rewinding the fight. In this fight, you'll learn what it's like to be a star. Number 4. Asgore. Even though Asgore is the king of the underground, he's probably the most unluckiest monster around. His wife left him, both of his kids died, and he had to take the souls of 6 innocent humans in order to break the barrier. After being mentioned multiple times in the story, you only get to meet Asgore at the very end where you must take your soul to free all of the monsters. What really stands out in Asgore's fight is that right off the bat, your mercy button is destroyed. Especially in the pacifist run, this will be the first time you ever have to use the fight option. Similar to TrueChaos fight, Asgore's attacks mostly consist of fireballs. Asgore also uses his trident attack where you have to know when to move or to stand still. Even if you manage to defeat Asgore, the real fight hasn't even started. This leads us to number 3. Number 3. Omega Flowey. Flowey is the first character you meet in the game. At first you think he's a friendly character trying to help you out, right before he attempts to kill you. He terrorizes you throughout the entire game, trying to tell you that in this world, it's kill or be killed. Right after you decide to call it a day after beating Asgore, Flowey pops in after capturing 6 human souls to take your soul and essentially becoming God. Omega Flowey's fight is truly a nightmare, where you have to dodge flies, plants, and even bombs. Luckily, the souls are on your side as they heal you after you save them through minigames during the fight. After his defense drops down to 0, you finally face off in an epic showdown. I would have put Flowey higher on this list, but the fight isn't as difficult as it looks. The souls are constantly healing you, which allows for a lot of room for error. But believe me, even with that assistance, it's still a really hard fight. Number 2. Undine the Undying. The genocide story of Undertale is extremely different from the pacifist and neutral runs, since all you do in this run is intentionally kill every single monster. The Underground isn't willing to go down without a fight, however. Right before you make your way to Hotlands, you have the option to kill or spare Monster Kid, a perfectly innocent child in the Underground. Attempting to kill him was the extra push that made Undine, the head of the Royal Guard, step in. Even though in her normal form, she stands no chance of defeating you, she uses the power of determination to eliminate you once and for all. Undine the Undying uses her Spears of Justice to knock you down. You have to block the spears when you're green and dodge them while you're red. The only way to defeat her is to whittle down her health while surviving her insane attack patterns. It's at this point in the genocide run when you realize that you aren't the hero in the story, you're the villain. Even though all the previous fights are hard, number 1 is by far the most difficult fight in Undertale. Number 1. Sans. Sans is probably the most complex character in Undertale. On the exterior, he may appear lazy and a jokester, but beneath this pile of bones lies a mastermind able to teleport and bend space and time. Normally, he gives you judgment at the final corridor in the pacifist or neutral runs. However, in the genocide run, you're gonna have a bad time. It's where Sans makes a last stand effort to prevent you from wiping the underground into extinction. Sans starts off with a brief monologue before he goes full throttle and ambushes you with his strongest attack. It's at this point you start to feel your sins crawling on your back. Sans' fight is almost the polar opposite of Flowey's in my opinion, because instead of extreme bullet dodging, it's extreme platforming. You'll be teleported left and right, narrowly avoiding vicious gaster blasters, and trying not to touch the damaged lingering bones. The only way to defeat Sans is to attack and continue his dialogue. If you try to spare him, let's say you'll get dunked on. Towards the end of the fight, Sans will mention his special attack. This later turns out to be absolutely nothing. Sans figures out that if he doesn't finish his turn, you literally can attack him. After waiting it out, he eventually goes to sleep though. At that point, you break the game and strike him in his sleep. Despite his fatal wounds afterwards, he walks off screen and asks his dead brother if he wants anything before he collapses on the floor and dies. Anyways, Undertale is a masterpiece created by Toby Fox that deserves all the praise it receives. If you haven't played the game, experience it for yourself. You won't be sorry. So remember to have fun and stay determined. Thanks for watching.